Hey everybody, this is a vlog to remind people like Roberto Blake that we're all human beings and there's a human being on the other end of the computer, and he has no reason or business to be mean to me or think ill of me. In fact, the last time I met him, the first time I met him, and that was here, right here, okay? And so now he's actually playing again my question, okay? I think he runs them in a loop or something. All right, this is the one, that's him, okay? Answer, okay? And so I had forgot to put a question in there and ask us a question. I'm not going to play it because that's basically his copyright, but I will focus in on what I wrote. This is on his LinkedIn because I happened to see him pop up on LinkedIn. I thought, oh, I'll check in and share a question. Here's the question that I have, okay, and it's right here. Okay, and it's right here. It's question, sir. I am not doing well. This is the one you see what says question, sir. I'm not doing well at video views on the standard 16:9 aspect ratio. I should say relate. But the live stream is also not doing well. It seems like YouTube is down promoting my video post NFL season, but I love vlogging, so I'll keep going. I think really one video interview with a Shriners spokesperson I did at the NFL draft in Kansas City, and that gained 242,000 views, masked my weaknesses, then it faded. So anybody reading this, knowing that he's responding, all he has to do is say, oh, well, that's a question, and you're having trouble there, so let me give you some advice. Instead, he just tears me down, and that's wrong. And what went through my head was, there are some of us, we're both black, who save our worst behavior for each other, and I've never understood that. And Roberto just did that because, sure, there are all these people that have questions. Some of the questions are, whatever. Some of them are statements, but he doesn't tear them down. But when it comes to me, and my picture's up there, he decides, oh, I'm going to tear him down for reasons that I think have to do, I don't know what it has to do with him, but he's just being nasty. So reasons having to do with him just being plain nasty, okay? So for those of you out there who wonder why such a large percentage of African Americans hurt or kill African Americans, it's because they're people like Roberto who feel like we deserve to be treated badly, and so they act accordingly. I'm not saying he's that kind of person that goes around and kills somebody, but I actually really don't know Roberto. But I don't know him. I do not know who he is. He's aside from being a YouTube commentator who makes his money by helping other YouTubers. So he's not out there making vlogs. He's out there he's out there giving advice, right? So he's not actually testing his theories per se. Or you could say, well, he is. He's testing his theories by saying, oh, I'll give advice. Whatever. I have no truck with how he does what he does. I just simply want to do what I do more effectively. And I do believe that YouTube puts its finger on the record, rather than letting the record play. YouTube puts its finger on the record, and I object to that, and I let people know how I feel about that. I don't like that situation where you're trying to just simply take advantage of the news cycle. Yeah, I don't like the situation where you're just trying to take advantage of the news cycle, do better, be more effective, whatever that means. But he says, well, his answer for other people as to why their videos are not popping is, well, maybe you just don't have an interesting life. And that's a mean thing to say too. Roberto, if you're having a mean period in your life, you should just simply spill it. But to tell somebody their life isn't really interesting is ridiculous. You don't know what their lives are. You have no idea. And there's some people who would rather watch an NFL draft live stream than others who would rather watch Mr. Beast do something stupid. Now, I admit that the people who would want to watch Mr. Beast do something stupid is far greater than those who would want to watch an NFL draft live video, or are they? Is that, and this was what I'm getting at, does YouTube grease the wheels in favor of certain people? And it's a fair question to ask. And Roberto, you shouldn't be out there blasting people the way that you just did me. That was not wrong. And I don't treat people that way. And so, folks, there are other people out there giving advice. Go and check them out. Go and check them out. Maybe you'll be lucky and Roberto won't treat you that way. Or maybe he'll see that your photo is white and be better to you that way, okay? I don't know, all right? Because I haven't interacted with him much since I met him in 2017, not by intent. He actually lives in the Atlanta area, as I recall. But whatever is going on with him, if you're going to get on video, be nice to people, because people have hard lives. I'm caregiving for my mom. She's 90, trying to make my business go. And, oh, by the way, there's me too, right? And there are other people who have kids and several jobs. It's not easy, and it should be easy. It should be. But when you encounter somebody like Roberto and you come to Roberto for help, for advice, and so he should realize that even if you don't put a question mark up by what you're asking, it's obvious by what I wrote that I was asking for his advice, and he could have helped the brother out, if you will, but he didn't want to do that. He wanted to be nasty to a brother. Okay, so instead of this, maybe there's a T-shirt for that now. Maybe I should have it made. Be nasty to a brother today, right? That seems like what he was doing, and that's sad stuff. All right. So Roberto, I'm calling you out, man, as a vlogger, because that's what I do. Don't do that sort of thing to people. It's really wrong. It's really wrong to be hurtful, and you don't know what the person on the other end, on the receiving end of your nastiness, is going through. You don't know what kind of day they had. You don't know where they're at in life. They reach out to you for a little ray of sunshine, in that you could give them some feedback on what they're doing that helps them do what they're doing better. That's it. But no, you had to go and be mean. You had to be somebody that, like, to me, it's like, oh, no, so him, he's black, I'll put him down. That's how it seemed to me. Now, you can say whatever you want to about how I think, or I think it would be more intelligent to ask about what I've experienced. I could say, oh, yeah, well, okay? There's right and there's wrong. Roberto, that was wrong. Subscribe to The Vlog Report with Zennie62 and bookmark ZennieReport.com. Thanks.